Shalom everyone, it's Tahila from the Kifar, and today I'm going to talk to you about some of the activities and things that we have planned for Hanukkah, which is coming up in just a couple of days. And so I'm going to share with you some of the things that we've been doing and that we'll continue to do up until Hanukkah begins, and then also throughout the 8 days that we're celebrating. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is a menorah math activity. So this is really simple, and I'll tell you how I did everything. So this is just a paper towel roll and toilet paper rolls that are covered in yellow construction paper. Just simply wrapped it around and taped it, as you can see in the back. And then this is an old plastic container that I had on hand because I never throw anything away. And then I just stuck this in the middle. It's not glued or anything, but I used a bunch of these little like stone pebbles that I had, glass pebbles rather, that I had on hand just to weigh it down so it doesn't really go anywhere. And then I made numbers using just orange construction paper and popsicle sticks. And I just glued it on the back and then just taped it down for good measure. And so the way that I use this activity is, actually I do it in a number of ways. So one way is to help with number recognition and sorting, so putting the numbers in their proper order. So we started out with just 1, 2, and 3. I would take out 1, 2, and 3, and they have to fit in 1, 2, and 3 in the order. Once they got that, then I put back 1, 2, and 3 and did the same for 4 through 7. And took that out. And you can see pictures of this on my Instagram at the Kifar, pictures of the students actually doing this activity. And then today, actually, because we started this yesterday, and today I took out all of the numbers and mixed them up, and they each took turns putting the numbers back in order. And so it's a really good way to reinforce counting and one-to-one recognition, because a lot of times, you know, when kids first start counting, they're just saying 1, 2, 3, 4, and not recognizing that each of those numbers corresponds to an item. So making sure that they have number 1, and then after number 1 comes number 2 and number 3, etc., going all the way down to 7. Another way that I use this activity, and that I'll continue to do it, is by removing one or more of the flames, and the children have to figure out which one is missing, what number is missing. So again, this also encourages counting skills and number recognition in order for them to figure out what that missing number is. Another way to do it, or another way to use this activity to also help with number recognition, is I close my eyes and ask them to give me number 5 or Sheva or whatever the number is, and then you can hear them counting. I don't know, when I close my eyes, it just really excites them and they work twice as hard as if I'm watching. And then you can hear them counting out if they need to, if they don't recognize the number right away, counting, you know, from 1 until they get to 5, and then they know that's 5. And then if it's a number that they recognize, like at this point they all recognize 1, 2, 3, and 7, then that one they can pull out really easily without counting. And you can also use this, you don't have to use it with numbers, you can do it with shapes and colors. So you can, on your actual cardboard tubes on the menorah, you can write or draw a red circle, a green square, a purple heart, etc., and do a different shape on each branch in a different color. And then on the flames, you're going to do the same shapes but in different colors. So for instance, if you have a red circle on here, you might have a blue circle. If you have a purple heart, you'll have a yellow heart, etc. And then that way you can do that activity in 2 ways. You can either have them match the shapes, in which case they'll have to match up, you know, circle of one color with the circle of another color, or you can use it to match the colors. So for instance, they may put the red circle with the red square that was here. And so that way it's one way to use the activity in 2 ways. And you could even save one side blank, and then on the other side put the shapes, so you don't have to make multiple menorot. You can just have one and use it for a number of activities. For older children, you can, instead of putting the number, you can put a math problem that the sum or the difference of that problem will be the number. So for instance, instead of putting number 5, you could put 7 minus 2, or you could put 2 plus 3, and then that way it adds an extra step for older children who they have to either add or subtract, or if they're ready for multiplication and division, you can put that in as well in order to arrange the numbers in order. So those are just a bunch of different ways that you can use an activity like this. And again, it's really, really simple. It doesn't take long. And most people have, toilet paper rolls or paper towel tubes lying around. If you don't have any, ask your family, friends. I'm sure somebody has some lying around that they could give you for this activity. The next thing that I wanted to show you are these shields that we actually made today. We made one for each of the Maccabee brothers. And so this is really just a piece of cardboard that I cut out in the shield shapes. And you see they decorated them in different ways, and each shield has the name of a different Maccabee. And these are like adhesive foam sheets that I got probably from Walmart, and just cut them up into a bunch of pieces. I know we've used them to make Yosef's goblet. Last year we did that. We'll probably do another version of that again, I believe next week, with the portion next week. But anyway, so cut out the shield shape, have them decorate it however they desire, and then the back for the handle is really just a sheet of construction paper that I folded in half lengthwise and then folded in half again, taped it closed, and then just looped it around to make the handle, and then just tape that onto the shield. Hopefully you can see that there. Okay, and then this they use along with, I have like large pieces of fabric, and they like to drape themselves, and everybody wants to be Yehuda Maccabee, but they take turns being the different Maccabee brothers and fighting off Antiochus and the Greeks. So that's a lot of fun, especially for the boys. And the next thing that I wanted to share, we are actually going to decorate these as part of our Hanukkah party, which I'm going to talk about at the end in a couple of minutes. And these are, if you read the story, it says that after the brothers and the Kohanim, they renewed and restored the temple, they decorated the doors with golden crowns and small shields. So we have here again some shields that I cut out that they're going to decorate, along with some crowns. And we're going to use glitter and paint and all sorts of materials to decorate these things and put them on the door. And so what I am planning for them, what they don't know about is, and I actually got this idea from the mother of a student who graduated the first year, graduated from Shalom. And she gave me this idea, and I've been holding on to it, and I'm really excited to finally be able to use it. But when they return to school on Shalishi, because we're closed on Sheni, and Hanukkah, is on Yom Rishon. So when they return to school, they are expecting a Hanukkah party, which we are going to have. But what they don't know is that when they get here, the classroom is going to be completely trashed. There's going to be garbage is going to be overflowed. It's just like papers and stuff, nothing gross. But all the toys are going to be dumped out. The chairs are going to be overturned, tables overturned. It's going to be a hot mess in this classroom. And it's basically just bringing to life what the Maccabees and what the Kohanim and what the Israelites saw when they saw what had happened to the temple, how it had been defiled and destroyed and looted. And so the purpose of that, it'll have three main purposes for that. So one is just so they can see how it feels to have a place that you cherish and a place that's important to you be destroyed, and what that shock is like when you come and you see something like that you really weren't expecting. Two, to show them how cleaning it up was really a lot of work, and how important teamwork is, and how valuable they are to each other, and how they really have to work together in order to restore the classroom back to what it was, to the nice, wonderful, organized all the time place that it always is. And then after that, then we will have our celebration the way that the Maccabees and the Kohanim and the other Israelites celebrated after the temple was restored. And then we're going to have our party with our sufganiyot, and we're actually going to do a lot of cooking and baking over the 8-day period of Hanukkah, just as a way of celebrating and rejoicing and remembering that rededication of the temple. So that's about it. That is a snippet of what it is that we're doing. We're also doing a lot of projects related to Yosef and him being sold into Mitzrayim. And so I will do a video for you on that this Shishi, Bezrat Hashem, and you'll be able to see that and hopefully have some ideas moving forward. So as always, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. You can visit the website, thekifar.com. Follow me on Instagram at thekifar, and I will see you next time. Shalom.